What's up there guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to more Derail Valley. So last time we loaded these two DE2s up which are currently back to back, and we are ready to make quite a heavy journey to Harbour Town. So guys, please do grab yourself a drink, we're about to hit the rails going that way. Right then guys, so first things first, we're going to go and validate these orders. So let's get ourselves down here, see if the orders are still in our inventory, which they aren't. For some reason when you reload in or if you sleep, the orders are no longer in your inventory. So it's coming up to 7:30 on night time. So we're going to be most likely travelling into the night. Now, I'm pretty sure that's one of our orders, 7-1. We'll throw these shunting ones to one side, City West. Yeah, we're going to have to find these Harbour Town ones again. Just moving pretty quick here. Harbour Town, that's shunting, sorry. 8-1. So 7-1, 8-1, 4-1, and 7-3. And I think that was it. We're also, just while we're here, we're going to clear our fees. Although we're still running up fees on 2 of the locos, that's absolutely fine. We'll just clear the rest of these off. And then it's done. These are all shunters and stuff like that we've used. And there's one car that was damaged as well. But basically, yeah, we're going to get these cleared off. Apart from the 2 that are still increasing. What's that one? Right, that's the DE2. We've shut that one down. I think that's either the one that we've got shut down or the one that we were using previously. This one, I think, is a DE2. Yep. Alright, so we'll pair this as well. Right, so that just leaves our 2 DE6s, which are increasing because we're using fuel, wear and tear, etc. So we've got 4 orders in our inventory, which should come up if I hold down tab. Yes. So there's 4 orders there. So we're going to check them. 8-1, 4-1, 7-3, and 7-1. Let's just quickly check. We'll also quickly check that this is disconnected. Yes, it is. We're leaving the DE2 behind. So 4-1 is 8 cars. So that's quite a few in. What's this one? 4-1 still. 4-1. 4-1, wow. 7-3. So 8 of those as well. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this should be the next one, which will be... Hold on. 7-1. Yeah, 7-3, 7-1, and finally we should have 8-1 at the front, which is 5 cars. So these should be 8-1. Great. Right, fantastic. Alright, let's dash ourselves back to the... Whoa! Hold on a second. We just fell absolutely... What happened there? We fell through the map. I've never known that happen on this game before. Wow, that is weird, to say the least. Right, there we go. We're all sorted then. So we shouldn't have any parking brakes on. We shouldn't have any issues really pulling away here, but we'll see what happens when we actually get back to our train here. It is getting to be dark. Yeah, that's set correctly, right? What we'll do is, we'll stand up. Stand up? Does he not want to stand up? Oh, we stood up. Oh, we're already stood up. It's just these trains are so tall. Right, okay. Both engines are on. No flashing light, so that means everything's set in terms of parking brakes and all the other brake settings. The one thing I did notice is that we haven't got any lights on, so we'll put those on as we pull away. Let's go and check to see if the DE2 is left behind. It should be. It wasn't connected, so it would be a mystery of its own for it to still be moving. Parking brake should be on, which it is. Yes, right, okay. Let's get back to our train. So we do have a time limit here, obviously. Let's have a quick look. So 40 minutes should be all the same. All 40 minutes, they're all going to Harbour Town. Right, we'll roll out a bit and then we'll start looking at what's going on in terms of where we'll be going, what we'll be doing when we get there. Wow, that's loud. Let's get this door closed. There we go. Right, so we'll just give a chance to get going really first. And while we're doing that, let's have a quick look at our switches and make sure everything's set. So that one we've already passed. This one is correct to be going left, and left, and left, and right, and left. So everything's already set for us going into Harbour Town, so that's a good start. Right, next up, next up we'll just put a bit more throttle on just to get us moving. Let's take a look and see what the... Okay, we've got a bit of a windy one coming up, but not too bad. Right, let's see where we're going. So we've coupled already. We're hauling at the moment, and for the first order we're going into G5I. Let's just switch each of these. So G5I, E9I, E8I, and E8I. Well, that's kind of fun that those two orders, those two rear orders, are going into E8I. Mind you, a 5 and an 8. Hold on. Let's just see if we can... So, our rear order is 7-1. Mind you, we may be better off trying to see the actual... Yeah. Okay, let's do it this way. I think we did it this way before, didn't we? We'll jump down. So our two rear orders... I thought the back one was 4-1. So, 383. Is this still 4-1? Yeah. Would not recommend trying this at home. So 7-3. So 383 and 368. 383 and 368. 383 and 368. I'm repeating it so I don't forget it. Right, there we go. That's back where we want to be. So 383 is not in the back order. Is 368 there? Yes. Right, so 383 is the E9I order. E9I. So we're going into E9I first, basically, because that's right at the back. We're losing speed here, one sec. Alright, so we're going into E9 first. And is that 4-1? Yes. I'm just hoping that these two are still situated together on the train. So next up it was 383. Oh, 368, sorry. So that's next. Right, so that begs the question of, are those two trains, are those two sets of cars in the middle? Or what's this one? 377. Right, so 377 is right behind us. So that's going into G. So let's get this right. So it looks like (4-1) is going to be our first drop off in the E9I, followed by these two in the E8I, followed by G5I. So E9I, I'm going to have to... I'll tell you what I'm going to do, guys. For the first time, I'm going to write it down. Because what'll happen is, I'll forget. So if I write it down then, there's no problem, is there? I know that the train's sort of driving itself right now, but also I'm not really paying attention to where we're going. But that's not really the point right now. The point is that we need to know where we're going, really. And also the fact that we're at low speed. We'll pick up some speed now, though. So we're making this turn. I think we should make this time. We'll just get a bit more power on now that we're fully satisfied and settled in with what we're doing. Okay, well, we can't see a great deal. I'll tell you what I will do. Instead of using the tail light, I'm going to switch this to... switch both lights to high beam, basically. And in doing that, I'm going to have the rear light also on, which now you can see is lighting the cars behind us, because the rear headlight's on full as well. So we've got these two D6s back to back. Sorry, I can barely hear myself think with the noise. Another switch here. Shouldn't really get any grind here because of the fact that we're going 50 and it's a 70 limit. Into an 80 limit now, so we can open her up a bit, but just bear in mind, because of the length of the train, it's obviously going to be still pulling through those switches right now. So we've got 5 plus, what's that? 9? 5 plus 9, 14 plus 8? Is that right? It's 3, they're normally laid out in 10s. Yeah, it's strange that. I don't know why. So 5 plus 9 is 14 plus... Is that right? 5 plus 9 is 14 is 8 plus 8 is 22 plus another 5, so 27. So it's not by any means our longest train. Right, let's just ease back, because although it's saying 120 there, it's saying 100 now. And we're going to be hitting a fairly tight section coming up. So this corner is supposed to be 80 kilometers per hour. So we won't rush into it. I'm happy about 60. But bear in mind, not long after that, we've got a pretty heavy set of turns. Yeah, so it's in 70 now, so glad we knocked a bit of speed off. Going to be a bit of a funny video in terms of what you can see, because we certainly can't see the train there. Probably see a bit better there what's going on behind with those headlights. In fact, that's what it looks like from the Can you imagine falling off here in the dark? I want to be back inside. There we go. We won't take any risks. Right, let's just ease that dynamic brake off a bit. Providing us with a good bit of resistance there, but we don't need that much. Not drop down to 40 kilometers. Okay, a couple of switches that'll be set. Well, one switch, sorry, that'll be set to the right for us, and then the other switch will be receiving us from the left. I'm hoping this is a fairly quick scenario for us, though. So knowing firstly that we're going into E9. Let's go to Harbour, see where E is. Right, so E is there. So it's the straight on one. So we should be able to go straight into E9. With how many cars? So yeah. Followed by a double drop in E8. So we'd probably, whoops, in order to do that, pull forward and then reverse into E8. And then we can pull forward and reverse down again for our last drop into G, which is, if we sift through this again, go back to A. So G is there. Well, actually, we could pull forward and then reverse into G, like that. So let's just, that switch is going to change anyway. But let's just get these few things sorted. These switches are all fine that we're covering. We're only going 40k's, so that should be fine. Right, so first drop is E9. So let's just get E set up for that now. There we go. Right. Making good progress. We're doing about 40. We'll just kill the throttle off a bit. We don't want to be gaining a great deal more speed at this time. Yeah, we are going too fast. Yeah, both of these brakes working together are really good, actually. Just a little bit too much there. Tend to favour the dynamic, even though I think it uses fuel, or I think it cycles electricity as you drive in and then uses that electricity, but you can certainly hear the engine, so every time the engine fires up I feel like it's using fuel. It probably isn't actually. I don't know whether there's any information in here about it. So it says retrostatic dynamic brake system, so it doesn't tell you anything else about it, but I think it is a case of, yeah, I think the retrostatic is means that it does generate that electricity as you're driving. Right, let's ease that train brake back. Yeah, let's ease the dynamic off for now. It's a case of momentum. So you can see that speed just slightly increasing there. So once if it's increasing slightly like that, that's good. Unless you're on a straight, then you'd be happy enough just blasting that up. But with a 50k speed limit, as soon as that starts to increase too much, it gets out of control, and then you struggle to get it back under control again with the dynamic brake, because we're clipping the dynamic brake in as you're approaching the speed that you want to be, and the speed of acceleration is fairly low. Then you've got a much better chance of using the dynamic brake effectively without having to put any train brake on. But even then, if the decline is a steep one, then you'd struggle with just a dynamic anyway. But as you can see, she's rolling nicely now. She is gaining a bit of speed, but not much. I think that's a pretty good view. The the light cascading off the side of the cliff there, the side of the mountain, so that we can see the train. And you can see it actually comes all the way back here. It's not as short as what it might look there. Okay, we'll get this twisty bit out of the way. Then we're into a switch, and then we're pretty much into Harbour Town. So see, the dynamic isn't really doing us any favours there because of the speed of acceleration that we're combating. So we put a bit of train brake on as well. But then there's a point where the dynamic just gets a bit too much. Well, combined with the train brake, if that makes sense. So yeah, so when it comes to manually servicing, we had to manually service at our previous destination, steel mill, because we were low on fuel by that point. I'm not going to be manually servicing at every opportunity though. I'm going to do it as and when required. So we see a bit of speed increase, and we'll put a bit of dynamic on. A bit more. A little bit more. Yeah, we need more brakes on than that, my man. Because this is a tight one now. There we go. Yeah, we just recovered that. And here's Harbour Town. So that was ever so slightly dangerous. I mean, we were hitting a 40k, like, what was that, 60? Dynamic wasn't doing its complete job for us. Just trying to see what's in the military base there, because that's going to be our next unlock. So yeah, I've been saying it for a few episodes now. Military is our next route, really. But we'll just come in here nice and steady. Just easing the dynamic up there just to hold her. Tiny bit of train brake, just one click of it. What a nice steady ride that was. No dramas. Right, 40k as we come into harbour here. We'll aim to do about 30. A little bit more train brake. And we are heading to E, which is at the other end of the system. At the city, other end of the city. What's going on? So yeah, two big train headlights lighting up the entire place, all for all those folks that are asleep. They're getting a nice light. So the military base is over there, so we'll be looking for a job from over there. E is right over there at the far end where all those lights are lit up. And you can see where we're heading. G is in the mix, so it's actually a couple across. So if you imagine E is across to the left there, where there's 3 rows of lights. G is, if you take 2 steps across to the right, you'll see 2 rows of 5 lights. That's where we're going. And the station house is that blinking green light just south of there. Well, just down from there. It's probably not south, actually. Right, okay, let's ease this off. Ease this off. Tell you what we'll do then. Well, we know where we're heading. Let's go and just check E9. Make sure E9 is free. So E9 is free. E8 is free. So what we'll do is we're going to pop into E9, drop off our first load, and then we'll go forward and back into here. Yeah? And then we're going to go forward out of here, so it'll be heading this way. To go up there to reverse into G, and hopefully the G lane that we want will be free as well, because each of these really are quite big drops, so the lane should be free really. We don't want to be, you know, fighting for our spot. Okay, let's get moving a bit. I'm pretty sure we're good for time, but I just don't want to push it. Right, there's the station house behind there. So station office, I always call it house. So we'll be going there once we've dropped off here to validate these orders and get paid. Hopefully get a nice little set of payments. We've currently got 415,000, so we should be in for at least 450. If we get the time bonuses more than that, we'll have a look, see what it is when we're finished. Alright, so I'm just going to put a bit of brakes on here. I'm just starting to think, am I definitely putting the right set of cars in here? So we'll just come in nice and slow. Right, so E9i. E9i is this one. So it's so it's 41. Right, let's just check this then. So using our torch, so this should be 41, which it is. And we're starting with 383 at the back. So 383 at the back through to 613. So 613 will be the point where we detach from the other cars. Yeah, and we'll certainly be seeing what Harbour Town has to offer us in terms of jobs. Looks like there's some more JCBs, not JCBs, excavators in there. Yeah, some more digging equipment over there. Seems to be a regular. Ah, some forestry equipment. That might be a shunting job to offload, or it might be a take it to forestry. We haven't been to forestry yet. In terms of, we passed through, but we didn't stop. So we need enough of these last cars in here, really. How are they coming? We were still classed as attached to the train there, even though we weren't. Okay, so this last car needs to be beyond the signage for it to count. Right, I'm not too worried, but I say that, but we do tend to run into these complications. So, this is where the remote control would be super useful, but it doesn't work on the DE6, unfortunately, because it's not classed as a shunter. So we are literally just going to do a drop-off. Right, I'll just slow it down a little bit. So we've got to run all the way back here. Put a bit of brake on. Okay, so she's not that long, actually, in terms of... I don't think we need to worry about coming out the other end. Right, she's just about in. By the time I put the brake on and get her to stop, she'll be in. Right, okay. So, first slot in there. So we'll count 8 cars and then we'll just ensure it's correct. Oh, she's not quite in. That always happens to me. Wow. So how much would you say? Maybe an extra car length? Probably. Right. E9I. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that should put us on top of 613. 140. Not quite then. Maybe I miscounted there. Actually, it's 9. It's not 8, it's 9. Okay, we knew it was 9, didn't we? We said. Right. Let's lock that off and just double check, make sure I haven't 613 disconnector. Okay, next one is E8, isn't it? E8I, I believe. So what we'll do is we'll ease that off and we'll put tiny bit of power on. While she's pulling forward, we'll quickly dash here. So those rear cars are left behind. Quickly get ourselves in here. Validation. 28,000. Thank you. Right, we'll get back to our train. Which is where? Over here. So, next stop is this lane where we want to be throwing in here. How many? So, 5 and 8. 5 and 8. So, yeah, that's what? 13. So, it's I'm just trying to think. It wasn't the maths that tripped me up. It's trying to think, can 13 cars fit comfortably, or is it going to be where it's got to be absolutely inch perfect? Wonder what that track is. Ah, that leads up to I think there's a secret up that way. We could do that actually while we're here. It might be useful to us, that one. I think it's the DE6 slug, I think, maybe, if we can get the key. Right, so that's 9. This should be the switch for 8, I think. Or is it that one? No, it's this one. Okay. There's the switch thrown. So where is she? Oh, we still had that brake on there. No wonder she was making a racket like that. Okay. while she's reversing, let's go and take a look and see what's happening up this end. So we've got... This one is... So 368. Let's get under this light. Right, it's not that one. 368 is the rear of that one, meaning 368 front car should be 544. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 544. And then a further 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should take us to... What's this one? So, 486. Which, yeah, is that one at the... Is that front one. So we'll disconnect from here, which will leave us with 5 cars, so it's easy to work out. Basically, it's the 6th car that we're disconnecting back from. Right, we'll just steady on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not a million miles away from being in there now. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, so that car's passing now. Let's get some brakes on. This is where shunter's just so useful because you don't have to worry about all this jumping back and forth. 3, 4, 5. So this car's in. This car is 486. We said that was the front one. Now let's just see. 1, 2... It doesn't really matter because it's... Let's make sure we're fully in the lane. Yes, we are, easily. So we'll put... I think we might need a parking brake on each of these. So one on there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And one on here. Right, that's that order. What we'll do is, actually, because she's going to be rolling forward a fair amount here, what I'll do is I'll get her ready to go. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 remaining. Yeah, she's splitting at the right place, so let's go along here. Station, office, E8. Bonus. 25, nearly 26,000, and this one bonus and 17,000, so that's excellent. Grab our money. What have we got now? 487,000, so that's actually a very decent amount. So last drop is G5I. So how far is G away from here? Is it this one? No, it isn't. It's over here. There's G. Right, so how do we get to it? So it's this one here. And she's moving now, actually, quite fast. Right, so we'll throw that. So that should also verify where we are switch-wise, because we can check it on the map. We'll pop this into drive, and this should now be a matter of checking on A that we are going... Yes, that is thrown correctly. We switched that. This switch is taking us into G. And then G5I from this end takes us in there. So what we'll do now is not put that on. We'll go and take a look and see over here. If there's anything on lane, and I'm pretty sure there isn't because it should be this one. G5I is empty. Perfecto. This is going well. Okay, I'm not envisioning any issues here at all with this drop-off. Should be straight in very nicely with no problems at all. Whoops. It says no problems. Don't hit the throttle, hit the brakes. Alright, so we're definitely in the right place. We'll kick her into neutral, make sure everything's off, we'll shut her down. We'll even throw some parking brake on. On that one. We'll do the same. We won't put the parking brake on the second loco though. So next up, we'll disconnect. We've got time to do this. Make sure we're disconnected because the number of times when I come back to the loco and it's connected is actually ridiculous. Right, so then we're just to the station house, which is pretty much straight in front of us. And this is going to be our last one. And yeah, another 17, nearly 18,000. So we've got over 500,000 now, so there's no excuse for unlocking the military stuff. And that's what we're going to be doing next time, guys, basically. We'll get the military stuff unlocked. We'll take a look and see what jobs are available. What time is it? So it's coming up to 4:45 in the morning. So yeah, what a great day spent on the rails. Really hope you enjoyed it. Please do hit the like button if you did. Hit me up in the comments section if you're not already subscribed to the channel. I'd love it if you'd go ahead and do that. And I'll catch you guys again next time. Please do take care.